토요일 날 오후 6시 4분이 지나고 있습니다. 오늘은 조목사님 따님이 오늘 그 100주년 기념관에서 결혼식을 해서 딱 이빠이 먹고 왔더니 늘그러지게 자고, 자 세상의 책을 좀 읽을 시간입니다. The Power Formula for LinkedIn Success. Kickstart your business, brand, and job search. Delete. The invitation will be moved to the trash. Dictionary of International Economics, OECD, abbreviation of Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Competing against luck, akin to adding a fabulous stereo system or leather seat. Synchronicity. We struggled and struggled with it, but under these circumstances, the flow never continues. How to click with people, the secret to better relationship in business and in life. When a crowd gathers, it may not be any group we know, but if it's a growing group that's trending toward the same behavior, we eagerly rush to see what is going on, and thus grow the crowd and make it ever more attractive. No rules. Netflix and the culture of reinvention. That was a lot of food and drink for a 2-day trip. The metaverse. Prepare now for the next big thing. Aside from land, users can buy and sell wearables and names for their avatars on the Decentraland marketplace, also available as an app inside the Samsung blockchain wallet or external marketplaces, including OpenSea. While we sleep, unlocking the power of sleep and dreams. Depressing the button relaxed the inner string tension, and the donkey would collapse into a heap. Traction. Get a grip on your business. The president of the division at the time, who previously worked for Jack Welch at GE, said that Image One was one of the best-run companies he'd ever seen. The art of work. That's how Matt had found out he was laid off, and that was the day he decided to expand his part-time consulting business into a full-time endeavor. One word that will change your life. Discover your word. Look up. Winning with people. Discover the people principles that work for you every time. The Bob principle. When Bob has a problem with everyone, Bob is usually the problem. A responsible guide to background checked service providers in the NYC area. Home, contractors, movers, storage. Greenwich is a family affair for lots of reasons. Carl's wife and 2 daughters work alongside him, and from the minute you enter the establishment, you'll feel like a welcome cousin. In business since 1976. Getting rich your own way. Achieve all your financial goals faster than you ever thought possible. Sometimes these professional buyers are right, and sometimes they are wrong. The talent masters. Why smart leaders put people before numbers. In the end, we had a champion for each business and each function, and we brought them all to meet with the management committee and explained why each one was recognized. Big magic, creative living beyond the fear. That was the only card I had to play, so I played it hard. Hand-me-down dreams. How would you have to redefine your priorities or your self-worth to attain it? Say it like the Obama and the win. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America. The vegetarian myth, food, justice, and sustainability. The only time these statistics are mentioned is when the culprits named are PCBs and a chemical company. Janet Jackson had built up her success over a number of records, and I knew that she had the talent and the stamina to stay at the top. Finding keepers. Active membership is both good for professional exposure and networking to locate talent. Fight your fear and win. Hear in your head the first several lines of your speech. Guidelines for rehearsing mentally. Thrive. What then is the role technology plays at the end of life? You Can Heal Your Life, companion book. Was it a family pattern to criticize each other? The 10-Day MBA. The CRM cycle encompasses 5 functions: superior customer experience, personalization, service, queue management. Import-export to the business. This produced a profit of $131, which is then added to the total operating expenses figure to produce the retainer. The 80-20 principle, the secret to achieving more with less. The more sensible action is to avoid the jungle or the pet shop. The trusted advisor. Just because your brother-in-law's cousin painted LeBron James's portrait, it doesn't qualify unless you are talking to a sports artist. Experience the power of nutritional therapy. No food versus recovery food. I have seen more relapse caused by skipped meals than by any other single thing. The psychology of selling. They are usually well-dressed, well-groomed, and professional-looking in every respect. The power of suggestion. Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish it with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. Lifetime Encyclopedia of Letters. You have the courage, I know, that you will need to face the days ahead. how to smell a rat. The 5 signs of financial fraud. Table A shows historic returns for a variety of asset allocations, as well as the largest gains and losses for each. In the spotlight, overcome your fear of public speaking and performing. Close your eyes and imagine yourself fully embracing these principles as you anticipate your next speaking or performing situation, whether it be a formal presentation or performance or an informal meeting or rehearsal. The 5 a.m. miracle on your morning elevated your life. Yes, cried the entrepreneur, now alarmed. Yes, yes. Nudge, improving decision about health, wealth, and happiness. For example, a common plan feature is that the employer will match 50% of the employee's contributions up to some threshold, such as 6% of salary. The organized mind. I think I can understand. Happiness is an inside job, practicing for a joyful life. I have bobbins of times I have felt embarrassed, times I have felt furious, times I have felt abandoned. The Memory Bible, brain training without the straining. The volunteers who had been physically active between the ages of 20 and 60 were 3 times less likely to suffer from Alzheimer's disease later in life, and these activities ranged from gardening a few times a week to racquetball to daily jogging. The Right to the Man, an inside account of the Bush White House. These saw the who lost the surplus argument as a devastating weapon against Bush. Masterful Coaching. Chapter 14, Coaching Conversation 7, Executive Time Management. Don't add people, you subtract. Then, when I get back to the office, reality set in, and I am faced with an incredible number of demands coming at me. 50 successful Harvard application essays. What worked for them can help you get into the college of your choice. The love of my family and my country will continue to influence my decision for the rest of my life. 100 ways to motivate the others. Well said, Jeff. What should I do? Secrets of Happy People. The 10 kinds of happy and how to find them. There is no austerity equal to a balanced mind, and there is no happiness equal to contentment. There is no disease like the covetousness, and no virtue like mercy. How to love. Too soon old, too late smart. Implied in this view of the world is that we must win a series of competition involving academic success, occupational achievement, and status-enhancing relationship. Invaluable, the secret to becoming irreplaceable. Report. You do, and it will be the biggest mistake you ever made. You text brushy papa. Your Texas the brushy papa. The Mackenzie mind. For that reason, this section will also look at ways to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of recruiting. Queenstown and the Southern Lakes was on. No filter. We didn't have to depend his Instagram-inspired strategy for long. Don't sweat the small stuff for women. Simple and practical ways to do what matters most and find time for you. A weekend with the girls, now and then, is filled with great food, wonderful wine, laughter, tears, and a lot of talking and working. Go with the girls. The Everest Principle, how to achieve the summit of your life. Other foods that promote healthy weight loss and weight maintenance are spicy peppers. Leadership for new generation. The Sony execs, like those at Canon, were clearly fugitive fans of Steve, treating him with reverence, almost as if he were a head of state. Soul wisdom, practical soul treasure to transform your life. The mind is powerful, but the soul is much more powerful. Aftershock, the next economy and America's future. The inhabitants of poorer countries with more equal incomes are sometimes healthier, on average, than are the citizens of richer countries whose incomes are more unequal. Mars and Venus on a date. Would you please help me change the lights in my backyard? Case of the interview secret. Next, given my hypothesis that our client is missing out on some segment of the market, I'd like to better understand which types of competitors are growing: the global ad agencies, media buying agencies, direct response agencies, or digital agencies. Liftoff. They'd built one and they'd even launched it, however, unsuccessfully. What strange paradise. Do you even recognize your country anymore? Korean cooking. Spread the sliced green onions in an oiled pan and place the sliced watercress between the green onion slices. Spotlight on the USA seamstress, a woman who earns a living by sewing. Finding self-control in an age of excess. Hormones, neurotransmitters, and many other potentially relevant biological factors are at least partly genetic as well. As some other self-control related characteristics, such as novelty seeking and especially intelligence. Book Science tackles the afterlife. Aha! Nearly everyone in our group has brought along either an ELF meter or an EMF for measuring electromagnetic field meter. The fall of big data and the rise of the blockchain economy. Over the last quarter century or so. Government the auction of various sources of the air have brought in some $60 billion. 10 rules to fuel your life, work and team with positive energy. What do I do with it? Georgie asked. We must take everyone through us on some of the difficult decisions we have ahead. Smarter the trust, creating prosperity, energy, and joy in a low-trust world. The moment there is suspicion about a person's motives, everything he does becomes tainted. 18 minutes. Find your focus, master distraction, and get the right things done. After seeing that video, I stopped using my cell phone in the car. The secret language of money. In an amazing stroke of beginner's luck, she won $3,700 her first time out, but that wasn't the half of it. Are you smart enough to work at Google? There's also a creative answer using the keyboard's exponentiation operator. The tipping point, how little things can make a big difference. It's hard to be surprised when people like this wind up in the middle of a violent instant. Brand you. Turn your unique talents into a winning formula. The first page can be similar to the one-page CV we showed on page 119. More games to play with toddlers. Too little ears for you to hear. Too little eyes for you to see. Too little lips for you to talk. Sing along with me. Korean perception of the United States. Furthermore, when Ito Hirobumi was appointed Resident General in February 1906, most Europeans and Americans, especially missionaries and intellectuals, welcomed the Japanese. While some ideas survive and others die, made to stick. Who cares? What's so special about dual pianos? Creating a life of material and spiritual abundance. While the following ratios may vary from land to land, and while each application is handled on an individual basis, the guidelines remain just that, guidelines. Rise of the robot. Others view a thinking machine as fundamentally possible, but much further out. Hotter commodities. With record high gold prices, every mining company in the world seemed to be looking for the metal. 168 hours. Fresh direct sold dishes from trendy New York restaurants, such as lamb chops with goated cheese orzo and tequila chicken with mushrooms. Nice girls don't get the corner piece. One unconscious mistake, women make that sabotage their careers. Because of the overcarbonation can result from anxiety, practice deep breathing, and other relaxation techniques that will reduce overly animated behavior. Family first. Your step-by-step plan for creating a phenomenal family. Once you've made clear both your expectation and the consequences of failing to meet them, your child will get the picture. Get rich with apps. You're guided to reaching more customers and making money now. Whether it is the opening of a Hollywood blockbuster or an appearance by a local band, a custom written app can fit into an advertising budget no matter how large or small it is. Men, women, and the relationships, making peace with the opposite sex. Sex is the assumption. Unfortunately, because we haven't had a clear role modeling for being fully male or female, we often get confused about who we are. Great speeches. For better speaking, listen and learn from history's most memorable speeches. Most content that we remember and even cherish has been styled in a way calculated to evoke those feelings. Service is front of the stage, positioning services for value advantage. Moreover, every customer feels unique, and customizing delivery is in the hands of a frontline staff as long as they are supported by flexible processes. Life for the life storming. Ask, what's in it for me? Director's cut. Enjoying the exciting side of movie making. Mayo? Rakud asked. The innovator's DNA. Mastering the 5 skills of disruptive innovators. Its biotech crops come out of the same genetic engineering revolution that produced companies like Genentech and I'm Jen. Intentional living, choosing a life that matters. When it comes to partnerships, synergy enables the group to outperform even its best individual members. The power is pursue your dreams. In my journalism career, I have moved more often than I care to remember. Find out anything from anyone anytime. I know the students have no clue what is in the black box, and you don't either, because just in 2013 it has been awarded a U.S. patent and is unique in its area of development and the application. Overcoming textbook fatigue, 21st century tools to revitalize teaching and learning. Teachers must move away from the textbook to find good content area writing. Creating your best life, the ultimate life list guide. By matching Losada's mathematically precise line, which has now become known as the positivity ratio, with the research, have said that an extraordinary number of things occur when we are at or over this critical ratio. Work pattern. I like going to the grocery store because I like getting the best deals. Food Winked, the dean of CEIBS, R and his wife, H, invited me to join them for dinner one evening. The art of the sale, learning from the masters about the business of life. On February 3, 1957, C opened his New York gallery in his apartment at 4 East 77th Street, in a townhouse owned by his father-in-law. The Knights of the Handbook, the simple instruction for making a big difference. Notify neighbors about severe weather warnings. Purchase some gift for displaced children. Displaced. Wiping the fast lane. See what I mean? Jay said, shaking his head sadly. See what I mean? The way of the wolf, straight line selling, master the art of persuasion, influence, and success. You should say something along the lines of, "Well, John, based on everything you just told me, this program isn't a particular good fit for you." Learn smart way to stay young and get thin despite inevitable stress. The owner's manual for regaining balance in your life is what gives you the concentration and the ability to finish your project or meet a deadline. The founders. So we should take this risk and do it. High performance habits. How extraordinary people become that way. The way I would like to influence them is the pouch is weathered now, and my own skin too has accumulated more scars, wrinkles, and age spots since I made it. The legacy of Steve Jobs, 1955 to 2011. Apple's ruthless corporate culture is just one piece of a mystery that virtually every business executive in the world would love to understand. How does Apple do it? Damn good advice for people with talent. To constantly inspire breakthrough conceptual thinking, I go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art religiously every Sunday. Brand the real. How smart companies live their brand promise and inspire peace customer loyalty. Clients often express a desire for a logo that is loaded with symbolism. The Daily Stoic. Don't get carried away. Take it slow. Train with humility. My life as a screaming skydiver. But when you add these extra hot jaws, speak with competence, overcome self-doubt, communicate clearly, and inspire your audience. And second, have I experienced anything or know a story that related to that point? Trading in the zone. Master the market with competence, discipline, and winning attitudes. Finally, our beliefs shape how we feel about the results of our action. There isn't much about the way we function that beliefs don't play a major role in. Decisive. How to make better choices in life and work. Traditionally, This had been a common practice, and it was easy to understand why a surgeon traveling around the world to do volunteer work might want to bring her partner or children. To sell is human, the surprising truth. About moving others. What's going on? What's going on? It probably saw mate in 20 and more, said G, thankful that he had been on the right side of this awesome calculation. The way we are working isn't working. The four forgotten needs that energize greater performance, cultivating the whole brain. When we think of paying attention, the first association many of us make is to sitting behind a desk in grade school. Still, I wish I knew then what I know now, and I hope you'll benefit from knowing now what I didn't know then. Know how. The 8 skills that separate people who perform from those who don't. That's why so many people live with the drudgery of pointless meetings with no real output, unresolved conflicts that fester below the surface, and inefficient, distorted flows of information, such as the CFO feeling sandbagged by Carl and the other divisional presidents because they wanted providing accurate information, all of which render even the most talented of individuals less effective than they could be. how to develop a superpower memory, enjoy a better social life. Of course, this is not exactly remembering names and faces, since she doesn't remember the name, but it is similar enough. 12 weeks to mental and physical strength. Now, granted, you don't want to spend so much time under the sun that you fry your skin, turning yourself into a human Gucci bag by age 42. But there's no question direct sunlight and fresh air invigorate the body and mind. Intelligent the M&A, navigating the mergers and the acquisition minefield. Each of the participants used different levels of intelligence gathering to gain a sustainable competitive advantage in the M&A game. America in 2050. The hard part is to get to this point. Coach yourself to success, winning the investment game. You have all that's necessary to handle your own investment. Coach Moglia's game plan. Reinvent your business before it's too late. Leading change why transformation efforts fail. Leaders who successfully transform businesses do 8 things right, and they do them in the right order. The art of polymer clay. Creative surface effects. Apply 2 more coats of paint, letting the paint dry between application. The truth about the leadership. You don't love someone because of who they are. You love them because of the way they make you feel. That's from Natural Disasters, 1900 to 2016. The chance, a safer world. The chance of a person dying in a natural catastrophe, earthquake, flood, drought, storm, wildlife, landslide, or epidemic has declined by nearly 99% since the 1920s and 1930s. Labor Day. We had only been out of the air conditioning a few minutes, and already my shirt was sticking to my skin. The personal MBA, mastering the art of business, price decrease, inform prospect that a current discount will end in the near future. The marketing gurus. Lessons from the best marketing book of all time. Beyond the dealership network then, Gardner has a virtual network of Troy built evangelists. It must drive competitors nuts. Reading people, how to understand the people and predict their behavior anytime, any place. Does she glare at the clerk who's having trouble with the cash register, or give her a comforting smile? Chicken soup for the college soul. By the time the band finished its third encore, Kim had stepped off the pages of my imagination and into my life. She hugged me goodbye at the door and walked up into the night. Making children mind without losing yours. Draw up a common set of expectations and the responsibilities. Get up your butt. How to end self-sabotage and stand out for yourself. However, since today you only get 15 minutes. The truth about customer experience. We believe that people who needed to gain three-sector experience without slowing the progress of their careers would benefit most from fellowships, associations, and conferences that could connect them to mentorship opportunities, virtual and traditional communities, and relevant media channels for advocating their ideas to targeted audiences. Soros's replacement had been found. Then nothing would ever have happened. Revolutionary wealth, how it will be created and how it will change our lives. A key slander of retirees hold that they are unproductive. Slander. How to become CEO, the rules for rising to the top of any organization. Add one big new thing to your life each year. To be qualified to be a chief executive officer of a corporation, you must be broad-gauged, widely read, and have many diverse interests. Widely read. 25 entrepreneurs who changed business as they knew it. I've been living with this ever since I had gone into business. Tubes, a journey to the center of the internet. A pair of old men in plaid shirt shifted their gaze from the sea to us. American history. We have no selfish end to serve. The talent delusion. Why data, not intuition, is the key to unlocking human potential. The situational judgment test. Another tool that has gained popularity in the past few decades is the situational judgment test, which in some ways is a hybrid of an intelligence and a personality test. customer-centric selling, new ways to get inside the head of your customer. Adversaries are individuals who don't want to change, want to control change internally, or want to do business with a competitor. The way of the world. A story of truth and hope in an age of extremism. '29 Leadership Secret from Jack Welch. Our desire tap into this creativity to listen more clearly to these ideas led us to a process we call workout. Plan B, mobilizing to save civilization. Farmers remove soil moisture limit on crop yield by irrigating using both surface water from rivers and underground water. Open the gates to the Ivy League, a plan B for getting into the top college. Inland flagship, University of Wisconsin-Madison. Flagship of the famously progressive Wisconsin University system. The Madison campus of the University of Wisconsin has long been a source of pride within the state and has also held a position of national renown for many years. The silo effect, the peril of expertise, and the promise of breaking down barriers. I had nothing in common with most of the other surgeons I was supposed to be with, since they were rectum surgeons or whatever. dreams from my father. I turned back toward my apartment, knowing that I've been both stupid and lucky, knowing that I am afraid after all. Toward positive youth development, transforming schools and community program. A Montessori school with its emphasis on active learning and multi-age class groupings might be attractive to some families, whereas a school which emphasizes the environment and outdoor activities might be attractive to others. You can make it happen. A 9-step plan for success. Bob Love is an example of what you can do when you make a decision to pursue a better life, even when it would appear that there is nothing you can do, even when you have had failures in the past, even when your life appears to be at a dead end. Would you rather learn to be a lot better at avoiding bad, upsetting things that might happen, or a lot better at handling your emotions and feelings when such things to happen? Doing business with the Japanese in terms of salary. From values to action, the 4 principles of values-based leadership. This is a valid concern. Maybe we should give it a try. Building a magnetic culture. Create step info cards that fetch a picture of each employee with fun facts and major accomplishment. Say English golden rules. People do not lack strength, they lack the will. Love leadership. The new way to lead in a fear-based world. She studied English on tape and enrolled at LaGuardia Community College. Screw calm and get angry. Everything has been figured out except how to live. The 4 elements of success. Most schools and academic settings require people to adjust their schedules to the way things are done and have always been done, whether or not it is convenient. Yes, 50 scientifically proven ways to be persuasive. May I use the Xerox machine? We must know and embrace all of what we are. A history of the Korean people, Korea, tradition and transformation. women's, all boys and girls between the ages of 8 and 14 belong to a society called the Korean Young Pioneers. Change your brain, change your body. Use your brain to get and keep the body you have always wanted. Stephen was one of the lucky ones that day. 10. We need to talk, how to have a conversation that matter. Rabbit is very important. The luck habit. What the luckiest people think, know, and do, and how it can change your life. Honest self-appraisal. Receiving feedback from others does not preclude self-critique. Group coaching, a comprehensive blueprint, set up an online survey for prospective members. The triumphant, turbulent stories behind how video games are made. Few people at Bungie anticipated what would happen next. Talking with patients, keys to good communication. A consulting room regularly used for children should be bright. 100 simple secrets of successful people. What scientists have learned and how you can use it in a practical world. The word in praise, a brief history of the apparition. Blake had the job sketching the tombs at Westminster Abbey. Leadership and self-deception. I what? Mercury rising. The world was an abomination. The Now Habit, a strategic program for overcoming procrastination and enjoying guilt-free play. I will pick myself up and will try again, regardless of how embarrassed or hurt I feel. The unexpected legacy of the boss. The parentless child, Paula. Well, I probably wouldn't have allowed myself to get so much involved had I known. But by then we were hopelessly in love, so what could I do? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. As I started earlier, show me how to survive surgeon's loop. One is with all life, treasury edition. The championship formula, how to transform your team into a dynasty. Chapter 11, energy and rules to live by. Only work half a day. Be happy. Release the power of happiness in you. Hence, to receive is to give up all ego, thought of unworthiness. The Pixar touch. Nervous over cost overruns. Boundaries energy. The complete mind-body program for overcoming chronic fatigue. A wipeout is inevitable, and in terms of your energy, wiped out is exactly how you feel. Wipe out. a tragic legacy. Even Ally job. American folklore. One things I learned in engineering school. Perfect reliability isn't always desirable. Money rules, the simple path to lifelong security. It's not about having it all. It's about having what you value most. Don't sweat the small stuff at work. Simple ways to maximize stress and conflict while bringing out the best in yourself and others. My waitress was so bad that the female brain, our future and our children's future depended on it. Absence of mind, the conviction so generally shared among us. Grit, the power of persuasion and perseverance. I won't quit. The power of your subconscious mind. Unlock your master key to success. The idea of success contains all the elements of success. Dating for dummies. Mind over what's the matter. It's easy to get all stressed out when your second date doesn't measure up to the notion you had of the way things should go, or if you put so much pressure on yourself that nothing you do or say is going to be good enough. Both guide to discovering your best life. And what about all the little gift, the everyday stuff, like a good cantaloupe, or a great public school teacher, or the rebate check coming just in time, cantaloupe. Alchemy, the dark art. Night Nurse was born, a master class in the magic of reframing. Find your why, a practical guide for discovering purpose for you and your team. Of course, the group members can't create a why statement if they don't know what one looks like.